Have you ever had a bad boss? Now, a really bad boss. Has anyone ever told you that you don't matter? Have you been told that you're replaceable? Well, I have. It was horrible. Now, picture this. I'm in a meeting, 20 of my closest coworkers. I disagree with something that my manager says. He looks at me and points at me and says, "You are replaceable. I will replace you in 4 hours and it will be like you never existed." I remember that moment. That burned into my soul. I thought that's what leadership was. That's actually the opposite of what leadership is. And now I have a vision to change leadership, to make leadership more human and show companies and businesses that we can treat our people amazing and we can be profitable. So what if there was a secret formula that would let us do it? What if there was a secret formula that could optimize human behavior? Well, there is. And it starts with a man named Kurt Lewin. Now, Kurt Lewin was one of the fathers of psychology. And in the 1930s, he did a fair amount of his studies on behavior. But in 1936, he penned the equation: B equals the function of P and E. Behavior equals the function of person and the environment. Now, the two variables in this equation are person and the environment. Now, I know what you're thinking, same thing I did. The equation's very old, it can't be working. But it is. I started to look at my own life. And what I saw was I was a different person at work than I was at home. And if I went to a library, nobody told me to be quiet. I just did. If I went to a concert, nobody told me to cheer. I just did. Because the people and the environment. Now, environment has two different factors. The first is the physical environment. That's everything around us. The design of an environment, the cleanliness of an environment, even the color of the environment. Lighting can impact the environment. Did you know that by brightly lighting a work environment, you can increase productivity by 15%? You can increase morale and employee mood just by turning on the lights. Now, the mental environment is just a little bit harder to change, but it is possible. The greatest tool that you can use to change the mental environment is psychological safety. Now, psychological safety is how safe do I feel in my environment? And it has 4 levels, and they must be built on top of each other. The first level is inclusive safety. How safe do I feel with this group, this team, or my family? And as leaders, we need to drive the team mentality. The next level is learning safety. How safe do I feel to learn and fail with this team? Now, as leaders, we need to normalize mistakes for truly human leadership. The next level is contribution safety. How safe do I feel to contribute my ideas and my effort to this team? And as leaders, this is where true innovation comes from, listening to ideas. The last level, and the hardest to achieve, is challenge safety. Do I feel safe to challenge existing processes or even my leader? Now, as leaders, sometimes we feel infallible. I am the leader. I cannot be questioned. But that is the wrong mentality, because when your team feels safe to question you, you see all of the blind sides, and it makes you a better leader, not a lesser leader. Now, I want to leave all of you with some concrete strategies that you can use to change your environment soon as you leave. The first is gamification of the workplace. Turn work into a game. And we love games. Games reduce our stress and they impact our intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. The game propels me forward. I want to win the game. The reward propels me forward. I want to win the award. Now, the best way that I've seen this done in a business or work environment is through the use of punch cards. And we all love them. We get them from our local coffee shop or our local ice cream shop, the little cards with the punches on them. And it feels good when we go back and get a punch, right? It feels good. We want to keep going back and buying more. So utilize this with your teams. Actually incentivize positive performance. And what you'll notice is that they keep coming back time in and time again. The second strategy is to utilize serotonin in your rewards and recognition ceremony. We're all familiar with the diploma ceremony, but most people don't realize why they actually do it. They could very easily email you or mail you a copy of the diploma, but they don't because of serotonin. Serotonin is the feel-good chemical. When you walk up on the stage and at the exact moment that you get your diploma, you get a shot of serotonin. Now, serotonin's different. Serotonin actually spreads to other humans. So not only do you get the shot of serotonin, your family in the crowd gets a shot of serotonin. Your friends who helped you along the journey get the shot of serotonin. So utilize this in your rewards and recognition. Create personalized awards and do it in front of the rest of the team. And what you'll notice is the serotonin will spread in your environment. Now, a pro tip here, as a leader, write a handwritten note to the family of the person you're giving the award to. Tell them, do not open it. Take it home and give it to your most special person at home. And in this letter, you, as the leader, tell them, the person that they care about, how much they mean to you and your work family. And what you will notice is a dramatic change in the rewards and recognition ceremonies at your place. The third strategy is create goals for everything. No one will hit a target that doesn't exist. I create goals for everything. There, I said it. I am weird, I know. But I create goals for everything I do. And I track whether I did them or not. I wrote all of my books at 10 pages a time. And I set goals and I track to the goals. So in your environment, set micro goals and then track them. And you will notice that everyone attempts to achieve the goals and productivity will happen. Now, with mathematics comes experimentation. I want to challenge everybody to a 30-day experiment to use one or more of these methods to engineer the environment around you. And as leaders, so often we focus solely on the person in the environment. But we have the ability to engineer the environments for success for our team. And as leaders, we get our teams for 40 hours or more a week. And you can either decide to destroy their life or impact their trajectory in a way that they will never forget. And I want to leave you with remembering the equation. B equals the function of P and E. Behavior equals the function of person and the environment. And as leaders, if we are brave enough to go against norms and change the environment for our teams, we will end up changing the world for our teams. Thank you.